Hi, and welcome back to Community Hotline. I'm Monica Weitzel here at Metro East Community Media. And tonight, for my second guest, I'm going to be talking with the Sisters of the Road. Brenda Morgan, who is a development co-manager at Sisters of the Road. You've been on here before.
Yep.
I'm delighted to have you back.
I'm glad to be here.
Brought a guest with you tonight, Gary Rogowski, the director and founder of the Northwest Woodworking Studio. And we'll get to find out how all this ties together, because it's not an obvious partnership here. So, Brenda, let me start with you, if we could. Just for those who may not know what Sisters is all about, tell us about your organization and what you do.
Wow. Well, Sisters of the Road has been in Portland for 34 years. It'll be 34 years this November. Wow. I know, a long time.
Yeah, it is.
And it started out as a cafe, just feeding people who were living in homeless circumstances or who were extremely poor. And it's evolved into an organization that has a cafe that feeds close to 13,000 people a year.
Wow.
I know, and we have a systemic change program that's working to change conditions locally and nationally so that people don't have to live homeless or extremely poor anymore.
I imagine that Sisters is a pretty good prototype for a lot of other places. I don't know if that's the right word, but for other places in the country.
Yeah, that is a good word.
It's worked really well, hasn't it?
Yes, we are a model.
Yeah.
We have a wonderful barter system that works for people, so if they can't afford to pay for a meal, they can work and earn food that way. And we have jobs that everybody can do, no matter what their physical ability is.
Right, and that allows people to retain their dignity, and it's not just a handout. Plus, you have really good food there.
We have great food.
You do have really good food there. I had the pleasure of joining Brenda at Sisters of the Road and had a great meal there, very reasonably priced, and it was really a nice experience because everyone, there was just such a sense of equality between everybody sitting there, and it was. It didn't matter if you're homeless, if you're a CEO of your own business, if a millionaire or a pauper, it didn't matter. Everybody was welcome, and everybody sat together and dined together.
Good food and hospitality is what it's about there.
And so it's kind of like a family kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you did bring a video, and I want to watch a little bit of that there that kind of shows a little bit about what Sisters is about. So maybe we can just take a look at that now.
Sure.
Okay.
Dignified. Also, the reservation system, I think, is really different than some other places that provide meals for folks, because people don't want to stand in line all day. People have tons of other things to do. So that's like a really important piece at Sisters.
And you get to sit down like a real person and take your time to eat. Nobody's letting you know, well, there's 500 more people outside, so choke this down and leave.
Basically, about half of the cafe we rely on barter workers or volunteers to run, and that includes bussing tables, bringing drinks, wait staff. How it works is folks come in, and 15 minutes of work equals $1.50, which at Sisters is a meal and a drink. So people can do a quick 15-minute job, clean windows or whatever, and get their meal covered. But most people come in for longer than that, and some people come in all day, every day, and they have a huge stack of meal coupons that they've gotten for their barter work.
I'm putting on my flex gloves and y'all see they have no holes in them. They must be ready to go at all times, And I know y'all don't. I can do everything in Sisters that need to be done. My favorite is busing. Cause see there, I don't have to be bothered with nobody. Only thing you do is just leave the place there and let me get them. Yeah, I'm getting ready to do some menacing back here on these dishes. But look back there, that's it.
Jesse James is an awesome person. I mean, I've seen him come from where he was at his worst to where he is today.
See, the way I do dishes, can't nobody else do them the way I do them. See, I separate them back there. That's the reason why I like to work back there.
The job that he does is busing, but that isn't what he does. He's an ambassador for Sisters, and he's an ambassador about love. That's what he's all about. It's about love and compassion for his fellow man, and he doesn't forget where he was.
I've been going to the Sister Road ever since 1980, and that was when Mount St. Helens blew up. At the time when I didn't come for what I'm doing now. I was just coming to get a meal like everyone else. When an alcoholic drank, he have to eat. And I was introduced to Sisters. They said, I said, I'm hungry now, They said, I know where we can go. Said, we go down at Sisters. And I started working at Sisters. And I realized, if I work, then I can eat. And I mean, I worked, and for long, even in my drunken stupor, I began to like the people down there. You know, I didn't have no family here, but sisters were the only place I could go when I want somebody to talk to, you know. You gotta start somewhere. And where did I start at? Sisters. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm striving for perfection. Each day I go down that Sister Road, you know, they got to the place now where Sister and them trust me. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, you know, and it's nice. It makes me feel like, hey, if I can do it, you can do it too. That's what it makes me feel like. If I can do it, you can do it too.
Chris.
That's great. That's great. So you have obviously a great place to work, and you have some wonderful people to work with there. And the homeless community has they've opened their arms to sisters. So you know, I'm sort of jealous of the fact that you have such a great community to work with, and that you make such a difference there. Gary, how did you happen to come into all this? How do you fit into the picture?
You know, when you first started talking, I remembered years ago, one of my first shops, I'm a furniture maker. One of my first shops was on Northwest 3rd, and right next to the Dirty Duck. And
I can only imagine what that was.
it was a bar, but we had a shop, and I used to give classes to the people in the neighborhood years ago. So I've always had some kind of connection to Old Town, and then I would give them donations, and one time I said, you know, if you ever need any woodworking, call on me. Well,
They took you
they
up on
called,
it, didn't they?
which was great. And so I did something for sisters, and then I had this other idea. So
So your idea is being incorporated into an event that you have coming up, right?
Yes.
So tell me what that's all about.
Well, the event is called Art Chairs by the Roadside, or Chairs by the Roadside, and it's a kickoff event for Together at the Table, which is our annual matching gift campaign. And through Together at the Table, we raise half of our budget
Wow.
every year.
So this is
it's
a
really
huge
important.
fundraiser.
Yeah, it's a really big fundraiser. We really appreciate the kickoff to it. It brings attention to the issue and to our organization. And I just want to mention that all of the donations that are made during this time are matched thanks to matching grants from the Collins Foundation, Rose E. Tucker Foundation, and the Fred Meyer Foundation.
Wonderful.
So every donation that's made, if you've been a donor before, it's matched 50 cents to the dollar. And if you're a new donor, it's matched $1.50.
Wow.
So if you
That's a
donate
big
$100, it turns into $250.
Well, I'm sorry I've donated
And,
before because I think I need more money. Wow.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, okay. That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. So now tell me a little bit about the table. What did you call it? Family?
Oh, the family maps that I showed you before.
Well, the family at the table, is that what it's called?
Together at the Table
Together at
is
the
our
Table.
matching gift campaign that takes place November and December
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah, and you were telling me that you talked with some of the people in your community about what it meant to be.
Yeah, we
be family.
interviewed through over a big period of time. We interviewed nearly 1,000 community members, and of these 1,000 community members, about half participated in drawing images of what family means to them.
Wow.
And we got some incredible pictures, incredible maps.
I bet you did. Okay, this is
And
one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, this is one of them. And they ranged from really sparse, sad images to really vibrant, happy, connected kinds of images.
Nice. And I
Yeah,
bet it's
here's one.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's another.
Family at Sisters feels like the world around you coming together.
Oh, that's great.
And that's true for so many of the people who come to Sisters. We are their family.
I'm sure that's correct. Yeah, I'm sure that's true. So the event that you have is going to be when?
The event is November, well, there's two parts to this
Okay.
event. One is November 7th, which is the first Thursday in November.
Oh, okay.
So there'll be a preview that night at Gary's studio.
Okay.
And so
Right.
people will have a chance to look at all of the art chairs, which you can talk about.
Yeah, and I think we had a few pictures, if we have them here, of some of his work at the studio. You do some fabulous work. If we've got those, we should take a look at them. But great attention to detail. There's some. Look at the. I mean, look at the detail on that and the beautiful wood that you use. Yeah, it's really, really nice. So, Gary, you've. Look at that. I love that. I just wanted to go shopping myself. So, if other people want to go shopping, they should
Yes.
check out this art.
Yes.
The art auction. And so, tell me about the chairs. Tell me about this, Gary.
Well, it started as an idea and reaped several benefits. And two I expected and two were unexpected.
Okay.
One unexpected was to work with Brenda and Sisters, and that's been great fun. And the event the opening is going to be November 7th, and the benefit auction November 8th.
Okay.
6 o'clock, I think 6 to 8 each evening.
6 to 9 on Friday.
6 to 9 on
6 to
Friday.
8 on the first Thursday.
So Thursday and Friday, November 7th and November 8th. And so the event's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I have a school for woodworkers. I teach woodworking. We've been running for 15 years now. And I have a mentoring program, either a 2-year or 9-month program. And I wanted to get my graduated students who had left sort of back in the fold.
Okay.
And I thought about, we've done some shows in the past, but this time I wanted to make it as fun and as simple as possible. So I designed a chair, and that
Okay,
was
and this is this chair.
Yeah,
correct?
that's
And
the
I'm gonna
basic-
bring this up on the table so
basic
people can take a look
cafe
at
chair.
it.
Just a cafe chair, nothing fancy.
Nothing fancy, but it's beautiful.
It's what I would call a production piece. So I made 20 of these. I made the parts for 20 of these chairs. And then I shipped them
see them.
around the country to Alaska, down to New Mexico, Iowa, to my students, to put them together any way they wanted and decorate them any way they wanted. So to open up the possibilities and kind of let the creative juices flow. For me, the idea of the chair by the roadside is a concept about homelessness. You know, we're each, maybe not you, a couple of paychecks away from, being on the roadside.
too.
So that's how the idea came about.
Oh, wow.
And then we're getting all these great chairs in. So we'll have about 20 chairs.
So this is one of the chairs that
Yes.
one of your students
This
made,
is
and
the
this is
Harris-
so darn cute.
Harris
Look at this.
Telemacher chair that's growing up someday to be a big
cute?
chair.
I don't think it should grow up. I like this chair just the
Yeah,
way
that's
it is.
that's a great piece done by Ken Saunders, one of my graduated students, and great fun piece.
So this chair too will be on auction? So there are 20 chairs?
Yeah, about 20 chairs we'll have.
And they're probably all different, aren't they?
Yes, I wanted to bring the cat chair. I didn't. You're allergic, of course.
I'm allergic to cats, so you can't bring a cat chair.
And then my assistant Zach's got a great, lovely sort of modern chair. We're getting a lot of great designs. We've got some metal work in one, so
Wow.
it's going to really
That's
run the
gonna be
gamut.
fun.
So
We're almost out of time. It's gone way too
Okay.
fast. So
Yeah.
tell me what else I need to know before we let you go.
Well, we want people to come to this event. We want people to register because we can have about 75 people there.
Okay.
So we need people to call me or email me
Okay.
and register for the event. We have great food provided by Pambici Cuban restaurant
like
and
Pambici.
wine from Helio Terra Wineries. So you
Nice,
can come
nice.
party. We have a jazz duo there, Gerald Fentress and Gordon Neil Herman.
Great.
So
great.
it's going to be fun, a great night,
And a
amazing
great
artistic
Christmas
chairs
gift for
for a
anybody.
wonderful cause.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
So-
Sisters of the Road does wonderful work. Thanks
Yeah,
for
thank
being
you.
on here again,
My
Brenda.
pleasure.
And thank you so much, Gary, and for donating your time and supplies and everything else. So that's great. I hope you've enjoyed this segment of Community Hotline. And if you want to go to this auction, which I know you do, then you go ahead and check out their website and you can get all the information and attend on November 8th?
Yes.
7th and 8th?
Yes.
Press. Okay. Don't go away. We'll be right back. We have the last segment of Community Hotline. We're going to be talking with Major Sullivan from the Salvation Army about what's going on here in the community now that the holiday season is coming up. So stick around.
Community television is what participatory democracy is about.
Like my friend Laird Ross says, it's the last great American soapbox.
It gives me a voice.
I'm glad it's available.
It's incredibly important to protect a place where all users of locally based nonprofit media have a place to speak and share their stories.